You've just rolled up to In the Mind of Reelz, where the whiskey's strong, the opinions are stronger, and there's no filter in sight. I'm talking no holds barred. I am Reelz, Marine, biker, musician, and unapologetic patriot. I love my country and all things fast, loud, and wild. If you came here looking for a smooth ride, well, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. Buckle up, let's get it done. It's time to dive into the chaos that's inside my mind. Let's just get right to it. Let's get real. Because that's what I do, right? The trans delusion. I've got a lot to speak on about this, right? In the last 4 years, we've gone from kind of a basic acceptance to full-blown insanity, right? And I don't even know if you can call this transgender delusion acceptance, right? It's more of a tolerate. I mean, let's face it, guys have been dressing like women since the time of man, right? There's always been that scenario going on, right? So generally, people don't accept it. They got to tolerate it. And that's how I see it. This whole live and let live saying turned into validate my fantasy and feelings or be canceled. It's absolutely absurd. Truth is getting labeled hate, and then like this delusion and this fantasy has become like a badge of fucking honor. It's absolutely ridiculous to me. It's like we're changing laws for less than 1% of society. So yeah, I got a real problem with it, right? So there's this thing called gender dysphoria. And I had to look this shit up too, because people come up with all kinds of shit these days. But gender dysphoria, for those who are also wondering what this is, apparently it's been diagnosed as a real psychological condition. Right? And I'm going to read it to you how I read it. It's a deep conflict between your biological sex and how you feel about your gender. Sounds like a bunch of smoke and mirrors to me, right? It sounds like a doctor just came up with this shit and now it's, well, that's what that is, right? No, I mean, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit, dude. At the end of the day, there's no denying what you're born with. You either got a cock or you got a vajayjay. There's no in between, right? Okay, I've heard that there's some people who've been born with both, a dick and a vajayjay, blah, blah. I mean, okay, let's call that a half a fucking percent of the world, right? At the end of the day, people know what you're born with. There's no disputing that, right? So, which leads me to believe then this whole dysphoria thing is a learned behavior. Where they learned it from, that's a good fucking question. I think this whole gender dysphoria, it's starting to be a trend. It's not a real condition. I think it's turning into a trend, and you got young kids being pulled into this shit. It's not by their own confusion. They're literally being taught this shit by social media, woke schools, and manipulative influencers. I mean, that's just what it comes down to, because back in the day, it wasn't so prevalent, right? I mean, of course, with the introduction of social media, now you're just learning all kinds of fucking weird shit. So these manipulative influencers, right? They're not helping the cause at all. And let me break down 3 of the biggest clowns in that fucking ring, okay? Number 1, and I'm sure people have heard this dude's name before, but I'm going to throw it out there again. His name is Dylan Mulvaney, right? I mean, this guy has single-handedly turned womanhood into a theatrical joke. It's like he's pushing for these brands, and it's like a costume party for him. The thing that sucks about this, like, millions of people follow this fucking clown, right? He's got a following, right? So it's like people are gonna fucking take what he says and take this shit serious. Anyway, so this guy has turned womanhood into a straight fucking clown show for himself. Another thing about Dylan Mulvaney was. When this whole thing with Bud Light went down, it was a complete disaster for him, right? I mean, not only that, but dude, Budweiser lost their fucking asses off. That just goes to show how much clout this guy had, right? I mean, to land a huge brand deal. And then on his first commercial, he literally fucking tanked Budweiser single-handedly. It's fucking great to witness. So, yeah, when he lost that deal, I was like, that was just making me fucking giggly inside. It was fucking hilarious to me. So, but anyways, you saw how much pushback they got for that, right? I mean, that just goes to show you people aren't down with this shit. People aren't down with being forced to kind of accept this, right? So that's where I say it's more of like tolerating more than accepting. Anyways, the next clown that I want to fucking throw out there, and this guy is really big on TikTok. You may have heard of him. He calls himself Lily Tino, right? And this guy goes into restaurants and videotapes himself. And of course, he's supposed to be like this food critic, when all actuality, it's more about he sets these cameras up and basically to see how waiters and people are going to react with him there, right? And then, of course, when they call him sir, he's like, oh, it's like a knife to my chest every time I'm called sir, you know? And then, like, he makes this huge, like, ordeal, and then he wants to talk to the manager, and his whole fucking shtick is trying to get attention, and then, of course, these free meals that he always seems to get. So he's loud, he's obnoxious, and he thrives on emotional manipulation and his aggressive activism aimed at, kids. And it's, kids are very impressionable, and so kids see this fucking clown and take this guy serious. There's another video clip that I saw of him where he was at Disneyland and he was like holding a banana and he was talking about when he gets his fucking nuts chopped off, and then like he was literally explaining how that's all done, that process, right? Doing it at the happiest place on earth with a shit ton of kids around. I mean, just very inappropriate. And again, it was more of an attention seeker scenario, and I think most of these trannies are seeking attention. It's all about making waves, right? And it's like, I crave attention, give it to me by all means necessary. Whatever you guys think, I don't care. That's absolute nonsense. This third clown I'm going to tell you about, his name is Jeffrey Marsh. Now, this guy takes the cake because this guy is literally indoctrinating kids, and he takes this shit to the next level. He encourages these children to private message him, and he does it often, and he does it. He advises these kids to cut their parents off if they don't support the agenda that, they want to change their sex. This guy is doing real fucking damage to people. Now, mind you, I'm giving you my opinion, right? I'm giving you my opinion on this whole topic because, like I said, it's not fucking normal to think you're a fucking female. It's not normal to say, one day I think, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to change my gender, and then like literally want to go get your fucking dick chopped off. Like, that shit's not fucking normal, people. So it makes you wonder, well, why are these people fucking thinking like this, dude? And it's guys like this on the fucking internet saying, hey, look, it's okay. It's okay to change your gender. It's okay to take hormone blockers. It's okay to chop off your cock. I mean, these guys are fucking mental. And all three of those people that I listed seriously need some fucking therapy because they're doing real damage. So I don't think they're fucking role models. You know, people say, oh, they're influencers, they're role models. No, they're not fucking role models. They're predators in lipstick and fucking women's clothing. Playing in a fucking fantasy that the rest of the world doesn't give a shit about. No one wants to see that shit. Right? And that's kind of where I'm going with this, dude. Recently, I've had a couple verbal battles with trannies who think they're women, right? And I find it all just very fucking funny, right? Because mostly when you when you get into a debate with them, it always ends bad, right? Because it always ends in I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm a transphobe. And let me tell you something. For those people who just don't get it, trying to weaponize shame and guilt to shut people up, that shit doesn't work on me, yo. It doesn't fucking work on me. Words like transphobic. No, I fucking live in reality. That's the difference. You call it transphobic, I call it living in reality. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. People toss these words around, these made up fucking words, by the way, and they have no meaning. Like, words don't hurt people. Words only hurt people who are of weak mind. Right? And you can call me a dick, whatever. You can't embarrass a man who stands on truth, right? It's really that fucking simple. I've used this saying before, that saying you learn, like most kids learn in like second grade, sticks and stones, break my bones, but names will never hurt me. It's so simple. Even fucking kids know this shit. So just to harp on that and try to use words to shame people it's fucking hilarious to me. But like I said, that's for weak ass little bitches. I'm not built like that, okay? So I've got way too much other things to worry about other than who calls me what. And I'll say it again, I've been called every fucking name of the book. You can't surprise me. If I told the world I was a fucking Rottweiler and demanded people to take me seriously, you think people are gonna take me seriously? No. You think they're gonna fucking think I'm being brave? You think I'm being brave because I'm a Rottweiler and I'm standing up for what I believe in? Or they're gonna think I'm broken. They're gonna think this guy is fucking mental, right? I've always been outspoken, right? I've always been outspoken ever since I was a kid, and it's gotten me into some trouble, right? Some people just don't like to hear truth, right? They just don't want to hear your opinion sometimes. But you know what? When you throw yourself out there, expect people to say shit, especially if it's in a public setting. My attitude is rubbed a lot of soft people the wrong way. And I couldn't care less. If you're a weak person, I can't help you with that. I didn't wait for Trump to come back and then stand up for my beliefs. I've been doing this shit my whole life. And I don't know how any other way to be but than to just be brutally honest. So I've never shut up about this. I've always had the same belief system when it comes to this whole transgenderism lifestyle. And I'm going to be real right now for clarification purposes. I don't hate people, right? Hate is such a terrible emotion to have that emotion will do nothing but bring one down. So I don't hate people. I dislike a lot of people, and that list is very lengthy, okay? But I don't hate people. Well, unless you're a fucking child predator, hint, hint, a rapist, an abuser, And then also if you fucking harm animals, yeah, that sect of society, that group of people, I hate those people. Fuck them. They deserve to fucking rot. But generally, as a whole, I don't hate people. I don't care how you live. I don't care if you like men. I don't care if you like female. I don't even care if you like to dress up as a female. Because if you're a man and you know you're a man, but you just like to wear women's clothing, yeah, I think there's something wrong with you. But hey, at least you're acknowledging the fact that you're a fucking man and, you're just playing dress up, whatever. Like I said, so I don't care how one lives. You want to do your thing? That's fine. That's fine. This is America. This is the best country in the fucking world. And Americans are allowed to live however they want, right? But the second you try to impose your will on me and try to change my belief system on natural fucking gender, that's when you're crossing the line with me, and that's when I will fucking say something, right? I'm not going to sit here and play make-believe with you. I'm going to be fucking brutally honest because that's what I do. I'm not going to fucking pretend you're a fucking woman. I'm not going to fucking do it. And, another thing about that is, if you're going to post your shit online, that's fine. If you're gonna post it like it's a gospel thing, okay, cool. That's cool. Don't cry in public when I call you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't cry and make a fucking fuss about it when a guy like me fucking calls you out. Because I don't play make-believe. I live in fucking reality. I live in the real world. And these clowns, like those 3 fucking dudes I mentioned, who say be who you want, they're really doing people a disservice because life doesn't fucking work that way, okay? Doesn't fucking work that way. And just because you say you're a cat or a man when you're really a woman doesn't make it so. That's just how it is. Under Biden, we saw him help the cause to this transgenderism, trying to make more laws and readily available for people, like they were pushing child transitions like they were fucking Happy Meals. The pronouns were becoming laws in schools, and in government. Blows my fucking mind, but whatever. There was more focus on gender identity than our borders, our veterans, the inflation that was so rampant at this time. I mean, it's been absolutely horrendous for the last 4 years. The left has been weaponized this political identity as a form of control. And it's worked for a while. As you can see, it worked for a while. The fact that our motherfucking goat of a president, Donald J. Trump, is back in the office right now, I am so fucking happy about that because he's reversing just about fucking everything that Biden did. And Biden did a lot of fucked up shit. A lot of shit. Trump is, fixing it, but it's taking time. I mean, he's pretty much slammed the brakes on every fucking policy when it came to, women playing in sports. He had to switch back the law, basically saying there's only 2 genders, fucking male, female. I mean, the fact that we even had to go there and revert that policy back to what it was originally, which was male and female, it blows my fucking mind. Most people, like I said, most Americans, most people when they're born, when they get old, they know they got a dick or a fucking vajayjay. It's not fucking rocket science. It's just fucking crazy. He's banning the gender transitions for kids. I think there was even a policy that was affecting our schools where the schools didn't have to tell the parents about these conversations that they have with their child. I mean, I think that's just that's prison-worthy shit. And like, if I found out, I don't have kids, but if I found out my kid was having side conversations, private conversations with adults about sexuality and transgenderism and changing genders and shit, and I found out about that, and they didn't fucking tell me, I would lose my shit. So the fact that Trump's reversing all this shit is just fucking fantastic, dude. So I'm really stoked about that. You know, another thing when the last couple of years is a lot of conservatives like Matt Walsh, Riley Gaines, they now have access to a platform again. You know, they were being denied this shit because of the way they thought. So with Trump being back in the game, man, the fucking cards are falling, yo. It's collapsing, and it's about damn time. I'm so fucking stoked about it. So the thing is, here's why this shit matters to me. Because men have been claiming to be women. They're going into sports and winning medals and knocking women out of the competition. How the fuck is that possible? How are we letting biological men into female sports? It makes zero fucking sense, all right? And again, it goes back to transgenderism is such a small percentage of society. We're talking less than 0.5% of society is you know, transgender, gender dysphoria, whatever you want to fucking call it. Why are we changing laws and rules for this very small percent? It makes zero sense to me. Where are all the feminists at? What happened to females stick together? There's no feminists around when this goes down. Everything's so ass backwards, or has been for a long time. Like I said, Trump's cleaning it up, but we're still dealing with a lot of repercussions. I mean, there was guys in prisons, in locker rooms, in shelters, putting females at risk. You know, again, why we're having this conversation, it shouldn't have to be had. It's not fucking rocket science. It's very clear. There's men, there's female, period. So, yeah, I mean, putting the females at risk is not fucking cool, man. Yeah, even the military's been infected. The standards have lowered to accommodate this identity politic belief system. Thank God we got Pete Hegseth in there in charge, just cleaning house. And we're making men again. We're making our military strong again by getting rid of these fucking mental cases who are pretending to be another gender. I'm so stoked. As a Marine myself, I love the fact Pete Hegseth is in there taking care of business. If you want to serve, that's fine. That's fine. But there's no room for delusion. There's no room for delusion when it comes to combat. And you either meet the standard or you don't. And if you don't, then you're not fit to fucking serve in our glorious fucking military. Certainly not fit to earn the title fucking Marine, okay? Because not everybody can earn that shit. You know, masculinity and femininity have kind of been under siege, if you will, for a long time. And I think it's all been by design. It really has. And it's slowly has kind of infested itself and locked into society. And we got to beat this shit back, yo. You got to get rid of this fucking bullshit, man. It's just not cool. You know, I want to speak to the younger generation right now, all right? We've been getting played, people, by social media. We've been getting played for a very, very long time, many, many years. And I ask you that be more mindful of what you're watching. If you're going to watch shit, learn about stuff, learn about shit. Don't hear one thing and just think that's fucking the end-all be-all, man. It's like, part of this is to be able to differentiate the good from the bad and realize, okay, yeah, this is true, this is false. Facts mean everything, right? Don't live in fucking delusion and not fucking, look into factual shit. Don't trade truth for attention, right? So many young people these days are doing that. It's all about the likes and the clicks, and it's so superficial. It's so superficial, man. And another thing, don't sell out your identity, right? Don't sell out your identity just to fit an agenda, right? Accept how you were born. You can't change who you were, right? You could go through the process. You can cut your dick off. You could get up a JJ. You can get all this surgery done. But when you die and your bones are dug up, you're going to show that you're a man. So accept who you are, who you're born with. Own that shit. I don't care if you're gay, whatever. Be who you are, and don't try to fucking impose your fucking will upon people. Here's the thing. Living in fairy tale doesn't pay the bills. Living in that fairy tale world isn't going to make things better for you. Because reality is going to slap you in the fucking face, and you're going to realize, well, fuck, man, this isn't working. Yeah, so try not to live in that fucking fairy tale, people. You know, I'm gonna drop a little advice here, and I know it's going to sound a bit cliche, but I think it's fitting for today's topic. And don't live in glass houses if you can't handle hard truths, right? Just don't do it. If facts are going to make you cry, maybe it's time to look in the mirror, yo, and fix yourself. Toughen up. You know, that's another thing too. A lot of these people are so weak-minded. You say the slightest little thing, and you know they fucking have a full-on fucking meltdown, dude. And that's just crazy to me, because life is filled with so many disappointments, and you think, you know, over the years you would toughen up and gain knowledge and learn that, hey, look, no one's going to take care of you but you, and how you go about those things in life and how you handle those things thrown at you, it makes you fucking strong. I'm really over the fucking nonsense of things. I'm really over people pretending that it's okay to do all this shit. It's not okay. You know, like I said, comfort of your own home, you do your own shit, fine, but, you know, it's not cool when children are getting involved. It's definitely not. And I have a really fucking big problem with that. When children are involved and being manipulated by these influencers and people on social media saying that it's okay to be whatever you want. No, motherfucker, it's not okay. It's not fucking okay. Mind your own business. Like I mind my own business. Go do your fucking bullshit in the comfort of your own home, and don't bring that shit out and try to fucking impose your will on others. That's when you're going to have fucking problems. This episode wasn't about hate. It's about protecting the kids. It's about protecting the truth and speaking your mind freely without being labeled a fucking made-up word like transphobic and some fucking fake bullshit like that. I don't care how people live. Okay? Like I said, live however the fuck you want to live, but I sure as hell won't be forced to live in that fucking fantasy with you. And like I said, I've had 2 scenarios recently where that's come into play. I don't want to be a rude dick to people, but if it's going to come my way and I'm like in the circle and going to be approached on it, then yeah, I'm going to fucking speak my mind and say something about it. If you don't want ridicule, if you don't want to hear truth and hard facts, then don't fucking post your shit where it can be seen by the public. Don't fucking flaunt your shit in public and come towards me and I have to fucking accept who the fuck you are. No, I don't. And vice versa. So this isn't just about, you know, one side. It's just about fucking living in reality, yo. That's what it fucking comes down to. I live in reality and I choose to fucking stay there. That's just the bottom line. So the tides are turning, man. The tides are turning, and Trump's making some changes, and the silence is breaking, right? And people are coming out, and people are punching back harder than ever because they're tired of it too. You know, there's a lot of unapologetic patriots out there like myself who are just done having to be forced to address you in a way, talk to you in a way. No. That shit's fucking done. That shit's fucking gone. If you expect me to play along with your fantasy, don't be shocked when I throw some hard truths at you. And I'll do it loud and proud, and you'll probably go home crying, but whatever. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. And, if you like my content, you like what I'm doing, I'm just a dude with an opinion at the end of the day. I like talking about things that can kind of be borderline, crossing the line with people. But you know what? That's a great thing about being an American, yo. And I got love for my country, and I just fucking think that we need to do better overall, right? That's just how it is. So if you like my content, smash that like button. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me under JT space triplet. I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna start uploading all my episodes onto Spotify and iTunes, all that stuff. So, but as of right now, it's all on YouTube. And share this episode. Share this episode if you're of like mind and want to get the word out. I'd really appreciate it. At the end of the day, I'm just being me. With that being said, this is Reelz signing out. Ride safe, live free, and don't take shit from anyone. Peace.